Leagueheads, and welcome to The League, exploring the League of Legends lore from A to Z. My name is Rebecca.
And I'm John.
My name is Mark.
And I'm Sarah.
Let's just pretend she's been here the whole time and not acknowledge it at all. Today we're talking about the Revered Inventor Heimerdinger. He was released October 10th, 2009, and we are joined by my BFF Sarah, / Mark's wife, I guess.
I guess, right? You just tag it on there.
Yeah.
So wait, what was his release date?
Well, now you get to guess, because you don't fucking know.
You said it was October 2009, but was there a day?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, the 10th. What was your guess?
Oh, my guess was 2010.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Because I was like, he feels new, but not like... Or sorry, he feels like original, but not quite original. He feels like close.
Yeah. I get what you mean. He's been around for a while. He's one of the ones with the old bad splash art that you could still find somewhere, you know? Before he had his fluffy head.
Yeah, like a bunch of his... Don't some of his skins still have like the really old bad splash? Maybe they probably fixed them all by now. They must have.
Yeah,
by now.
I think he's gone through mostly update, but yeah, he had some atrocious old splash. Not like Lollipoppy bad, but still bad.
How dare you? Lollipoppy is the best splash art ever. Yeah, we already recorded this one as well. This is one of the episodes that we botched it. So now we have to record it again, and we thought it would be fun and spicy to have a guest with us.
I'm so spicy.
Yeah.
She's going to be making some fun predictions throughout the episode.
Yeah, Sarah does not follow any of the lore.
I do listen to your podcast, though.
Thank you.
So I listen to every episode. Not your other podcast, just this one.
No,
Sorry.
I understand. It's okay. No one listens. We have like 8 listeners on that one. It's fine.
Despite how awesome it is.
You don't want to hear us talk about the Kissing Booth 3? Fine, Sarah.
Oh no, did you really do that?
Oh yeah,
we did. Honestly, movie wasn't that terrible. That was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
Did we want to start then with Sarah giving her best
Heimerdinger
impression?
So I just want to say as well, Sarah does play less League than us, but you do play Heimerdinger.
I do play Heimerdinger, so that's why I thought I'd jump in on this one. I specifically have not read any of the lore, and I didn't look at anything. I didn't look at quotes or anything. I haven't played him in a couple months. So I was just like, I'll just go off memory, and I listened to some of the old podcast episodes just to try and remember the format and look at the lore that way to predict, how it might echo some of the other yordle lore, maybe.
Yeah.
So you guys start with impressions where you do like a quote.
You bet.
So I wrote down some quotes, but again, I did it from memory, and I'm pretty sure he has like 50 quotes.
I don't think he has this many.
Oh, it might not be 50, but I think he has more than most. Than many
old champions for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure.
All right. So I wrote down a couple, but I'll just do one. I put the scheme in schematic. I think he pronounces the T more, but you get the idea. Schematic.
I was gonna say it was pretty good, but
you really
didn't
need
hit
to
the T
hammer
hard
on
enough.
that
Really
T.
my main
I know. I'm sorry.
All right, what you got, hun?
It's gone mad.
Very
Which is
good.
the one thing I like that he really says. I always yell it in game when I hear him yell it.
Why do chemists call helium, curium, and barium the medical elements? Because if you can't helium or curium, you barium.
You're so fucking good. Can I just not go?
He is really good at the Heimer impression. He was just complaining to me too upstairs. He was like, I think I lost the Heimerdinger impression. I don't think I could do it
We
again.
had a whole episode. It got progressively better throughout the episode.
You do, God, that's like the library at Alexandria burning. The loss of that fucking episode audio.
Yeah, on
It's just
par
like
with the library of Alexander.
The world is worse because we've lost that shit. That was really good.
It's
Fuck.
some old footage.
All right, what does he fucking sound like? Do it again. No, it's like, order, entropy, a never-ending cycle.
Oh,
that was my other quote. That was the other one I remembered.
Yeah.
I'm surprised no one said it's smaller than the diagram, because I feel like that's what I hear him
Oh,
saying
yeah, he
more
does
than
say
anything.
a lot, yeah.
It's smaller than the diagram.
He also says something like just like for science, or maybe it's like
he does,
for
yeah.
something science. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But he says that a lot.
Yeah. Heimer doesn't have a lot of lore, if you can't guess by the way we're rambling.
Oh, that's part of my prediction.
Okay. Can I say what's on the universe page or?
Oh, part of my prediction is how much lore he even has. So.
Okay.
Did you have a Cho'Gath prediction?
Ooh,
Oh, that's
yeah.
right.
How many Cho'Gaths is
How many
the
Cho'Gaths
Heimerdinger
Tried and
lore?
true
Heimer
Cho'Gath
lore.
system.
So I'm guessing it's very short. I'm gonna say 1.15.
Ooh,
It's
I
about
love
Corky, it's
that.
about Corky level, if I remember correctly.
Now, I do believe, Mark, you have those exact numbers, don't you?
I unfortunately fucking do. Look, it's the end of a fucking era, folks. We all love the Cho'Gath system. We all enjoyed the Cho'Gath system, but it's no longer useful because Heimer with 80 words in his bio, indeed, is 0.34 Cho'Gaths.
Oh no, he was the 80-word one. I was in the Corky lore. You guys said like one other
Right.
yordle was 80 words, and I was like, no, that can't be Heimerdinger. Not my Heimerdinger.
Not my Heimer.
Not my donger, no. Yeah, it is the Heimerdinger. Oh god, it's just so. It's not a bio.
Now, for comparison, if you do want to wager another guess, how many words do you think his old bio was?
Oh, I'm going to guess that it was longer, but only by maybe like 30 words.
Is it
Shit,
eight-
that was like almost exact.
Is it 8 words longer? And then he joined the League of Legends.
And that was really it? That was...
No, you're actually
no.
very close. It was 125 words, so it was
Oh, man.
45 words more.
Okay,
Yeah,
all
that's
right.
close.
All right.
Which doesn't seem like a lot, but it is 50% more than his bio.
Wow.
I feel so
Oh,
bad
man.
for him. Yeah, aside from his bio, he has a short story, and that's all that's linked on the universe page. John did find a comic as well. That was really good. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty much it. So, Sarah, why don't you take us through that 80-word bio, or what you think that 80-word
Okay.
bio is?
So
I'd love to hear.
I will say I also predicted that he would not have any short stories or other content. That was my
Oh,
prediction.
okay.
So I'm already wrong there. So here are some things that I think are in the bio specifically. And one is I based on some previous Yordle lore, which I already know that he did lead some of the other Yordles to Piltover, I believe. Maybe that's incorrect, but that's where I got that from. So he came to Piltover, I assume, from Vandal City.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Nailed it.
Nice.
So I'm going to assume that it's really vague and it has to do with maybe like setting up shop there and, you know, inventing things. And I assume that it's vague as to what he's doing, but I'm going to predict that it's really heavy with goofy scientific talk, like pseudo-scientific-y, sciencey, like techno-babble kind of words. So that's my first assumption. I also assume because of the age that there's going to be some like old meme references, or maybe like at least one old meme reference to some like meme from like 2009-ish, I would guess.
You get rickrolled halfway through.
Oh no, that would be delightful. So I don't even know how it would work, but I'd believe that there'd be a way. And my assumption was that so I have seen, what's the animation with all the Yordles?
Oh, don't mess with
Right.
Yordles.
Yeah. So
Something
I saw
like
that
that,
when
yeah.
it came out, but I haven't seen it since. But I remember being disappointed with how little he was in it. That was my only remembrance of. I remember like bits of it, but as far as him in it, I remember him not being in much. So I'm going to assume that wherever he could have been worked into more modern lore, that he hasn't been, and he's just been sort of forgotten in the lore realm. That's kind of my assumption. What else did I have? I assume. Oh, my other thing is I assume that Heimerdinger is his last name, and I think
Ooh,
that
yes.
I think he's going to have like a goofy long name, maybe. Like maybe, like part of the joke is that he has like a couple names in front of it or something. That's really all. I think it's going to be short, telling you very little and trying to compensate by putting in a lot of like pseudo-technical jargon. That's my main prediction.
You know what? You are very close on a lot of that.
Yeah.
I will say your version probably way better than what we've got to work with here.
There's no, because there's not, I mean, the idea of it being fun and science-y, that sounds nice. Wouldn't that be nice if there was some personality in the bio? But no, it's more straightforward and boring.
Things you are correct about. Heimerdinger is his last name. His full name is Cecil B. Heimerdinger.
Professor Cecil B. Heimerdinger.
Professor
Is that
Cecil B. Heimerdinger.
Cecil B. DeMille reference?
I said this last episode and no one knew who the fuck I was talking about.
Rebecca,
Sorry,
you went to film school.
I didn't take a Cecil B. DeMille class. I'm sorry.
You didn't take like history of film?
I don't think so, honestly. I mean, I did drop out, Sarah.
So did I.
And then the last name is a smash up of Oppenheimer and Schrodinger.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
The other thing you were right about, and this is exclusively in the old lore, this does not show up at all in the new lore, is him settling down and setting up shop in Piltover.
Yeah, we think that they changed this because yordles didn't used to be hidden, and so like I think the lore was that Heimerdinger had brought a bunch of yordles to Piltover, and then they decided that yordles were going to be magical, mystical, hidden things, so they kind of took that out.
Yeah, the old academy was the Yordle Academy of Science and Progress in Piltover. Now, Heimerdinger still is esteemed within Piltover, but only because he uses a glamour to make himself look like a human.
Yeah, they think he's like a man.
What?
Yeah.
That's dumb and does not feel right to Heimerdinger.
How dare you hide my Heimerdinger like this? He's so fucking cute.
I don't feel that he would hide himself.
I agree.
Now, since the lore is so short, we'll just kind of pop it off for you. These are the 80 words of Heimerdinger lore. A brilliant yet eccentric Yordle scientist, Professor Cecil B. Heimerdinger is lauded as one of the most innovative minds and esteemed inventors Piltover has ever seen. Relentless in his work to the point of neurotic obsession, he's fascinated by mysteries that have confounded his contemporaries for decades and thrives on answering the universe's most impenetrable questions. Though his theories often appear opaque and esoteric, Heimerdinger believes knowledge should be shared and is devoted to teaching all who desire it.
Yep.
Yeah. That's really...
That is so boring. There's zero personality in there.
He has such a personality. They're just like, he's eccentric.
Like you could listen to like one quote from him, like see him in one game and hear something from him, and you know that he has more personality than that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the thing that hurts the most too is his old lore specifically has a line that says, knowing he would never thrive away from his own kind, Heimerdinger gathered like-minded Yordles to join him on his quest, thus forming the backbone of the now famous Yordle Academy of Science and Progress. So not only is he now in new lore away from his own kind, he's also disguising himself and the one other Yordle who is there so that they don't even look like their own kind.
Yeah.
That's disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean,
all right.
I guess that doesn't out and out bother me. I think it's really the real problem is obviously just that it's fucking nothing, right?
Yeah, there's nothing here. He teaches science. That's like kind of what they decided is his lore.
He's like your wacky like middle school science teacher.
I wish it was even that. It's not even that.
That's true. That
right?
was that would even be more interesting. They should make him like the Bill Nye of Runeterra, you know?
I would love that.
Yeah, he would be great.
The Cecil B. Nye.
Okay.
Can we get a Bill Nye, the science guy skin though, at least?
That's kind of his base. I mean, well, I don't know.
I mean, Bill Nye doesn't really look like that crazy of a scientist. Like he doesn't.
No,
So you just want normal scientist Heimerdinger?
You change all of his quotes. Yeah, the bow tie and change all of his quotes so he's saying Bill Nye things.
Or like he could be the Beekman's he could be the Beakman of Runeterra.
I guess. I prefer Bill Nye over Beakman.
But if we're trying to find crazy looking people, Beakman definitely had an
He
aesthetic.
should be the Doctor
Yeah.
Strange
and
love
a
of
giant man rat
I was
assistant.
But I was thinking like his role in Runeterra would be, spreading a love of science in the Bill Nye way.
Yeah.
And then getting old and tired of everyone's shit.
Yeah, that's true.
where he's at
Then
now.
he's just trying to convince people that climate change actually is real.
Runeterra shouldn't be like this.
I swear to
Dumb
God,
fucks.
there's a void, people. You have to believe me. There's a void. So I'm going to skip the rest of the old lore for now because some of it does overlap with some of his AUs, and Sarah has some predictions for AUs too, so we'll skip those for the end, and we'll go on to some of his short story appearances. So he is part of one that is specifically, like you mentioned, linked on his universe page called From the Journal of Professor Cecil B. Heimerdinger. And then he just appears in other people's stuff. It's not necessarily about him, they just reference him. I feel like we get one interesting tidbit about Heimerdinger from each of these other stories, but none of them, it's like one sentence in each of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we'll start from the journal. Who's got some notes about the journal?
I don't.
I remember it. It's pretty short.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's his scientific journal, and he's trying to invent something. I don't remember what it's called. As he's going around Bandle City, he runs into some not uppity, gregarious yordle youths. That's the word I'm looking for. They're like playing a game with a ball. They're like playing catch, and he deduces that they're not being very efficient about it. Everyone, they'll drop the ball sometimes or not throw it to the right person. So he's going to go invent a little machine to make catch like 43% more fun or something like that. He does make the machine. It ends up kind of becoming his turret, and it's like clobber knocking these like yordle kids, like just decleating them entirely.
He invents like a baseball, like what do you call those things that
The pitching things.
Yeah, that shoot baseballs at you for practice, for like batting practice.
It's in like every sitcom at some point for some
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah. Yeah, he does, but he overtunes it, so he's like putting holes in people's chests. Well, not that bad, but
Oh my god.
he didn't quite do his math.
This was the child slaughter of Bandle City.
He's kind of a
lighthearted
menace when you
child
think about it.
Heimerdinger didn't move to Piltover. He was chased out
Child.
of Bandle City.
He was a
for
menace.
murdering
His
children.
dark and mysterious past. But no, that's mostly the story. A giant shows up and starts menacing the town, and then so here's the thing. One of the enterprising youths kind of takes his pitching machine and does turn it formally into a turret, kind of tweaks it a little bit and gets it really going. And Heimerdinger is like, oh, he's an enterprising young individual. I wish I could take him with me because I'm off to Piltover to, go learn and invent more. And I think that Yordle youth is supposed to be Rumble because they're kind of
tracks.
a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Now, in my headcanon, the giant who attacked this town in Bandle City at the time was the Pentakill group from their music video where they fucking destroyed Bandle City. Now, I know it's not, but that's my headcanon.
That video deeply upsets me.
It's very
In a
upsetting.
way I can't explain. Do you think Heimerdinger was the one who made the big fans in Piltover that chased the mist? He's the one who made the big ass fans that blew the fucking black mist away.
He
He's
was
just
just
crazy
toiling
enough
in
to
his
work.
workshop one day and got really hot and was like, now I'm cool. I bet I could make a machine that did that.
All right.
Now, he's also mentioned in the Whispering Doodad, which was one of like the Draven stories that we talked about that Lulu and Tristana are in too. Basically, he's only referenced, but we learned that Tristana is not a huge fan of him. She says, I never thought I'd say this, but I wish Heimer were here right now. We could really use his hex goggles. Only needs Heimer for his tech.
I feel like Tristana would probably be... Tristana seems annoyed by most Yordles just in Bandle City. I feel like she doesn't want to be a Yordle. She's annoyed by them. But I think Heimer would just kind of like bore her in a way or annoy her.
Yeah,
Sure.
he's probably got that superiority thing.
Yeah.
And she's kind of a soldier. Nobody likes that. Mm-hmm. No one likes the eggheads.
I mean, I think part of the charm of Heimerdinger is that he would probably get on a lot of people's nerves.
Sure.
Yep.
I like him because he annoys the shit out of me.
Yeah, part of the charm at watching Heimerdinger interactions and not being part of them is how he annoys people.
Yeah, I want to play
Maybe
some
that's, like-
fucking Heimerdinger.
Maybe that's like why I like Heimerdinger so much, because like sometimes I'm that person, you know, where I could just
thought
feel,
maybe-
I could feel people waiting for me to stop talking, you know, that kind of feeling.
I felt like you liked him for the reason that I do, is that you could throw some turrets down and be like, not my problem anymore, and run away from people.
My work
don't
here
do
is
that.
done.
You have to
That's
stay
what I
near
do
the
with them.
turrets.
That's true. That's
Close enough.
prime Heimer play.
You're not getting like the full advantage of the turret if you're not staying with them.
Yeah, you got to optimize your fun by another 35%.
Right.
I'm so bad at League. I've been doing it wrong this whole time. Is there anything that can make League 35% more fun?
35% less Viego.
You're right. Delete Viego.
So he's also part of Bombs, a Tribute, which is a Ziggs story, though oddly enough, not linked to Ziggs on Universe. So I'm not 100% sure if it's still canon, though it still references a lot of the events that happen in the Paint the Town comic, which is linked on Universe. So who fucking knows? We're playing Calvin Ball with these rules. So we learned that Zig apprenticed to Heimerdinger, and he is forced to remain in his glamour all the time. Heimerdinger doesn't let him drop his glamour and would never let him do what he wanted.
It sounds terrible.
And
Well, you
the
know.
last one yeah.
You don't
that's
want
how
to
we
get
do.
vivisected.
I guess.
Yeah, I
that's
think like
true.
people collect yordles like
Oh
for
my
money.
god! What?
Yeah,
They're people.
I know.
So I don't really know anything about Piltover. Is that like?
You,
Is
The
it?
City of Progress?
City of Progress.
So it's a city.
It's a big city.
Yes. It's like the one, I think, like the one really major city, I would guess. And
Okay.
it's, you know, the place where
it's like
things
a
get
New York.
invented. A lot of technology, you know.
Okay.
something like that.
Sure.
Yeah, it's like the cyberpunky type,
Yeah.
or like
Steampunk.
Okay.
steampunk is the
Yeah.
word I was looking for. It's the steampunk city.
Yeah.
All right.
And the last thing he shows up in is Rumble's bio, where we learn that Rumble believes that Heimerdinger and his associates were sellouts, trading superior
Gasp.
yordle technology to humans for nothing more than a pat on the head, while yordles remain the butt of their jokes.
He's
Oh my
fucking
God.
right.
Yeah. And also a group of human graduates from the Yordle Academy, which makes me believe that this is probably also not canon anymore, sailed to Bandle City to visit the place where their mentor Heimerdinger was born and raised. Rumble went to give them a piece of his mind, but returned home bruised and bloodied with an earful about how he was an embarrassment to enlightened Yordles like Heimerdinger.
God, this is not
Nerd
only
fight.
like less fun, but way sadder than I was hoping any of this would be.
Just wait till we get to Heimerdinger's dead children.
Oh my god,
No, I'm just kidding. He had a daughter and a wife.
he's an orphan.
Dongers were raised to half mast that day.
I was drinking something.
Well, if it makes you feel better, like John said, no, that shit's canon anyway, so, don't worry about it.
It's not canon. What is?
Yeah,
that?
we're pretty sure. Pretty sure. I
knows?
mean, he doesn't have more lore, so it's as canon as we have.
Okay.
But Yordles in general have kind of, not to make a short joke, but they've gotten the short end of the stick on the lore side so far.
All
I'm
right.
just, yeah.
I mean,
don't
that
know
was
if they're ever
definitely
really gonna.
Definitely a trend that I saw.
They just got the Bandle
Yeah.
City release in Legends
Yeah,
of
that's
Runeterra, so
exciting.
they're getting a little bit of,
Get some Runeterra love.
a little charity, yeah.
So the one comic he's in, John already kind of mentioned. It's called Paint the Town. It's by Anthony Birch. Is that his name?
Yeah, I was real disappointed because when we first recorded this was like a big reveal, and I was so excited to tell you about it.
I know.
Anthony Birch was the head writer for Borderlands 2.
Ooh.
He's very funny, and
Yeah, I love the Borderlands series, and I love the humor in Borderlands. It's very, like, up my alley.
he also wrote the original Mundo lore.
That's the real thing
which
that
is
I
awesome.
like.
But
Is he
Yeah, the real
side story.
lore.
he wrote that shit that you like.
Which I don't remember a lot of it, but I remember how upsetting the new lore was.
It was
I could
upsetting.
still hear John shouting about why he's purple. Like, in my head, when I think about it, he's still upset. Like, I'm pretty sure there's some emotion, like, just near the surface at all times.
I think so.
Never forget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still a fresh wound. I'm a little disappointed we lost the audio for a lot of reasons, but also because I just remember us raving about this comic for a while, and like,
good comic.
I don't know if I still have the passion, but I will say this comic is a very particular, fun art style that's really unique that you just have to look at. Seeing Heimerdinger and Zig's glamours is really something. It's like disturbing in a funny way, and I really like it. But other than that, like, this comic's so fucking funny. Like, it's just genuinely really good. It's mostly about Ziggs, so I think we'll talk about it in full when we get to Ziggs. It's about Ziggs and Jinx, but we'll have too much to talk about with Jinx anyway, so unfortunately we're gonna have to wait a while to really, like, get into
Arcane
them. But,
better be out by the time we get to Jinx.
Right?
I mean, we're gonna do
We're
a separate...
skipping her if it's not.
We'll do a separate Arcane episode anyway, but...
I guess that's true.
Mark just pulled
Yeah.
up a little bit. Can anyone tell me who the artist is for that?
Oh, did we
I think
have that?
Fabio Moon and Dave Stewart
Okay.
were the other two
Okay.
names I had on this.
Thank you.
That doesn't ring a bell.
Um,
But I really love the art style. It's very like
Yeah.
it's very like late 80s, early 90s Batman, where Batman got like a little like city punk-ish, you know?
Yeah.
Sarah's our comic book expert here of everyone, for sure.
That is true.
I mean, this is
the four
very
of us,
relative.
you are
very-
the comic book expert.
No, yeah, you know way more than I do anyway, and yeah, but yeah. Yeah, like you said, this is really. I loved this. This was tons of fun.
It's very reminiscent of like, so the vibe is very like early 90s, but like in the 2000s, the style really took off.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a lot of, as you know, the late 90s, early 2000s was big for like the not superhero, or like the rebelling against the superhero, where it was there was a lot of very more urban, in that urban, I mean like cities, like the very city, like punk kind of stories, and it reminds me of that sort of thing, like some Grant Morrison or something.
Well, that phrase is like a really good way to kind of capture the essence of the art style, almost, right? It works really well with the writing, like you're saying. It's very funny. Almost every line is you know, there's like they kind of have this constant, like, you know, angel and devil on everybody's shoulders.
Oh, yeah.
And there's just jokes everywhere. It's a lot of fun. And there's some really nice like shot compositions. Like the very end panel is drawn in a very neat way, where they're Jinx and Ziggs are riding a rocket along, and it's going kind of horizontal to the ground, but the way the whole image is drawn, it reads like it's flying up into the sky, and I think it's really cool.
You're not doing comic book art right if you're not taking advantage of panel composition.
Hell yeah.
That's what I always say.
We also know a lot about comic books. Panel composition's a phrase I've used before. Yeah, this is not a pairing that I knew that I needed, Jinx and Ziggs, but wow, it's great.
It's very good.
It's a really good pairing.
I'll give a quick synopsis of what this is, just because, you know, Heimerdinger is a part of the beginning and end. The Ziggs and Heimer are running a business out of Piltover. Ziggs is Heimerdinger's mentee, and Heimer's invented a glamour to disguise them as humans to not scare the Piltovans. Like we mentioned, that glamour is terrifying. Ziggs looks very creepy with his giant smile, but on a human face. One day, Ziggs runs away and meets Jinx because he's kind of tired of hiding. They're kindred spirits. They have a great night of blowing stuff up until Jinx wants to blow up a building full of people. Ziggs tries to stop her because he loves blowing things up, but not people. He mostly succeeds. He stalls her until the people get out of the building, and then she blows it up. But the explosion breaks his glamour, and the Piltover wardens try to arrest her and Ziggs. Zig sees Heimer in the crowd and then tries to get him to vouch for him, like, hey man, let him know I'm not dangerous. I'm cool. But Heimerdinger is still in his glamour, and he doesn't want to be attacked by the people, so he's like, I don't know who that creature is. And
I mean, that was fair, honestly. I don't blame Heimerdinger for being like, nah, you're fired, bro.
Luckily, Jinx manages to escape.
Luckily,
two of them
the
away
murderer
to Zon.
gets away.
Hey, no one was murdered in this comic. I did write down a bunch of quotes that I liked, but they're all Zig's Jinx ones, so we'll go over them on Jinx, I guess. Or maybe, God, I don't want to wait till Zig's. I will just go over the one.
Okay.
Because it was right at the end when Ziggs was opposed to blowing up the building, and Jinx was like, I thought you were fun. He's like, I am fun. I just blow up buildings, not people. People are just tiny buildings made of blood.
I like her mama board line. She's like rambling about something, and then mama board, and she blows something up.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
Oh, yeah, what was that? So, tiny consciences, how should I deal with big conscience? Blow him up. Nothing stops this party. Blarf, barf. I eat farts. You both make good points. This will take a lot of soul searching and mama board. Let's blow up my sense of morality.
I cannot wait for Arcane, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so. When do we have a date yet?
No.
But it's supposed to be this year, right?
Yes.
There's still
So
time.
is the Ruined King.
I mean, this year there's not that much. I mean, we're through most of it.
I'm sure everything is perfectly
so it's saying
on track.
fall. So it is going to be this fall.
It's
so
almost
soon.
fall now. I mean,
Yeah.
If the pumpkin spice at Dunkin' Donuts is to be believed.
Remember, this
I've
is
already
a,
got pumpkins out, so it's fall.
this is a Netflix show. So while Riot can always be vague about when they release things, Netflix is still going to be wanting a day and a date.
Right.
So
That's true.
Sure.
You know, Netflix is saying fall.
I feel like Netflix has still done the like, oh, we're just suddenly it's dropped, now it's out. No
Yeah,
warning. You know,
I think
they've
it's
done
kind
that
of smart to give like a window and then.
I mean,
Sure.
it's smart, yes. Will it always happen?
True.
Yeah. Oh,
Now,
so something I was gonna say.
Okay, go for it.
One thing that really cracks me up about this comic is at you mentioned the scene where Ziggs is caught and he tries to get Heimer to vouch for him, and that scene is like he's like Peter denying Christ, where he's like, I don't know this man.
It is so
No,
dramatic.
I don't know him.
You're right.
I know.
the drawing
It's
of
really
it
funny.
is so dramatic.
I know.
Sad turnaround of Heimer after.
And the wind blowing in his coat, his like
Yeah.
lab coat. I don't know him.
That's all. I just thought about it. It started
that
cracking
just
me up
reminds
again.
me of like the Mariah Carey meme. I don't know her. You know the meme? No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I got you. I was like, what?
Now, Heimer is also part of 2 cinematics. Mostly one, but makes an appearance in another one. He is part of True Genius, which is a great Legends of Runeterra cinematic. We talked about it a bit with Echo, since Echo shows up in it too. But
He's not, by the way, in that Yordle cinematic you were talking about, Sarah. The one you think
Yeah.
that he's
Not-
in,
not
very
like
little.
at all?
He's not in it at all.
Nope.
Okay. That was
yeah,
my
and we actually have
disappointment.
2 Yordle cinematics now, and he's not in either of them.
No.
Cool. Love it.
Right.
But in this cinematic, Heimerdinger is going to be announcing a new power source that he's invented. But then when he goes to unveil it to his assistant, he finds that it was stolen by Jinx. Now, his apprentice vows to get it back. Jinx takes the power source and tries to turn it into a weapon, but it backfires and falls into Zon, into the Northside trash heap, where Echo is scavenging. He finds it and finds a way to turn it into a cool skateboard hoverboard deal, but he loses control of it, and it flies back to where Heimerdinger and his apprentice are waiting. They see Echo's device, and they really like it, so Heimerdinger tweaks it so that it can fly. And this is the origin story of the amateur aeronaut Legends of Runeterra card.
Cool.
I think it's cool.
Neat.
Yeah.
I don't
I
really consume any of the Legends of Runeterra stuff. Mark
No,
will
me
put the
neither.
videos on if they're interesting. I might,
Yeah,
pay
they're
attention
pretty
for
good
a second.
videos.
Yeah.
I liked this cinematic. I think this cinematic had a lot of great glimpses into each individual character. You could see
Yeah.
like Jinx like finding everything and turning it into a weapon. Like she'll find a way to turn something into a weapon. And you see Echo, you know, he's finding this incredibly powerful power source. And he's just fucking vibing, man. He's just trying to turn it into something fun. And then you see it go back to Heimer, and while Heimer is a genius who invented this power source, he also recognizes someone else's great design on that hoverboard, and he's just like, oh man, I can work with this. This is great. I can build on this.
Yeah.
And I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Game recognized game, you know.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it is. It's it's weird. This and everything really is the fact that Heimer gets he gets so much play in so many Riot products, like, or he shows up a lot, I guess is what I mean to say, right?
Yeah.
He's recognizable,
Exactly.
but
Yeah.
he's not loved for it. He's not given the love that he's earned with his recognizable, adorable face.
It's fair. He mostly shows up when shit goes wrong.
That is
in
true.
all of
Yeah. If there is some place where something could have a bug, Heimerdinger is there with some sort of report thing for you. I don't know, that's funny.
I do like how when the whole thing starts off and Heimerdinger unveils his power source, there's like a Jinx grenade there instead of the power source. Like she swapped it out. And he's like, who could have done this? As if there weren't just a giant Jinx grenade.
She stole your boy.
As
What
if
do
she
you
didn't
mean?
have a very recognizable aesthetic to her weaponry.
Right? Are there like that many people like Jinx running around Piltover?
Especially because she put a voice chip in the grenade that goes, ha ha ha, got you.
Maybe he doesn't know her.
That could be anyone.
That could be any of the psychotic people terrorizing Piltover with grenades.
I bet it was Camille.
Yeah.
Is this the mysterious C? All right.
Which, you know, thank you, Riot, for giving us more answers to that after the Camille episode.
I mean, kind of. But yeah.
He's also in Be Your Best Santa, kind of. It's just he has a winter skin, and he shows up in his winter skin.
Yep.
Well, don't give them away. Sarah's got to guess all the skins.
Oh, please!
That's when you get the
Like,
free- get the
like
free
I
game.
would forget Snowmerdinger.
I know. It's too good.
So, I mean, that's actually most of the canon lore. Do we just want to hop straight into the skin guessing?
Yeah, let's do it.
Skin guessing sounds creepy, but sure.
It did sound a little creepy. Skin wearing?
Yeah, there we go.
Got it. Nailed it.
So of the skins, I mean, I know I own all of them, and I usually switch it up, but there's a couple favorites. Most recently, I think the newest ones are Pool Party
Yeah.
and Dragon Trainer, maybe is one of the newer
Yes.
ones.
Those are good.
Those are
Good.
Yeah.
Some of my favorites are the alien one.
Invaders. Beautiful.
Invader. Snowmerdinger, obviously.
Mm-hmm. And Snowdown Showdown skins.
Is that what those are called?
Mm.
What else have we got? There's one where he's like a mechanic. That one's
Piltover Customs. Got it.
that one's not great. I don't really use that one.
Yeah, same.
I think there's one where he's like a hippie. Am I mistaken about that? No.
So that,
thinking
what
of
you're thinking of
Zillion.
is the Piltover
I was gonna
Custom, I
say
think.
that. I
Oh,
think that
he's
might
like a
be-
hippie mechanic. See, I don't use that
Yeah,
one.
he kind of looks, he's got a hippie vibe there.
Yeah, okay. So what else have we got? Oh, geez, this is harder than I thought it would be.
Do you want to know how many you have left?
Sure.
2.
Ooh.
2. Oh,
Yeah.
not including
Yeah,
base,
5
right?
to 7.
Yeah, not
Correct.
including base.
Okay.
You can do it. Think back.
Can I, though?
Imagine you're playing League. You've locked in
And I'm
Heimerdinger.
skimming through
You're
the
panicking.
skins.
You're quickly passing over the skins that you would never consider using. What are those skins?
They're ones I don't use either. So.
I mean, they've got to be the shitty ones. There's one where he's like, it's like he's a more mad scientist version of himself. And
Yeah.
it's like, I don't know why they have that one, but I think it's
Yeah.
like a mad scientist one. Am I right?
Yes, that is actually, so that's Blast Zone, which is actually oddly enough, part of the Road Warriors AU.
Oh,
Yeah,
which is like the Mad Max one.
that's so
I
strange.
kind of want to play it in
Alright.
game because I don't know what he looks like in game because
I never
use
do it
and I
because
don't
I'm
think
like,
anyone
what
does.
is the point of this?
It's
He's
like him
got
with
like a white
frazzled hair.
coat and like messed up
Yeah.
hair. Yeah.
Maybe that's our Bill Nye skin.
Oh shit, you're right.
And here we are.
Bill Nye
hating
was
on it.
shot out of a cannon, maybe.
Last one.
Oh shit, last one. Oh gosh, I'm trying to picture it. It's got to be something like I don't know. Is there like a Chinese celebration one? Because
Oh,
there's
No, that's
okay.
Porky. Yeah.
Okay, maybe
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking of. Then I have no idea what the last one. Maybe if
You're
I
close.
thought about it, but we don't need to sit here for 5 minutes.
I'm gonna leave in every long stretch of
Okay.
silence.
Now, this one is Day Job. It's from the Day Job universe, and it is Hazmat Heimerdinger.
Okay.
Which is wearing a hazmat suit.
and he's got like a little toxic, like a radioactive something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I have
Alright.
used that one, but it's not the best.
So let's tell you a little bit about these AUs. So we'll start with Road Warriors, which, as we mentioned, is the Mad Max AU. Now, Blast Zone Heimerdinger. An eccentric scientist living in the New Bandle Republic, Heimerdinger has not yet told anyone he may have developed a large pre-war bomb or two for one or more rogue governments. He would prefer tinkering in a city that is not actively trying to kill him. Heimerdinger
That could've-
responsible for the end of the world.
That could have just been regular Heimerdinger.
It's very true.
Like the skin also, like I get it, but it's like that's just like him on a different day,
That's just Jaime.
That's just the down.
Now we've got Piltover Customs, which is set in an alternate Piltover where each champion is either a mechanic or a pimped-out machine. And this one is Piltover Customs Heimerdinger. Heimerdinger moonlights as part owner of the city's most infamous customs dealer, where he generally adds an external engine and flame paint to vehicles of the rich and famous. Get him on a good day, though, and he'll build you a real monster. For a price.
What?
It sounds like he's going to take your soul, yeah.
Or is he going to
It does
do
a little bit.
do a Frankenstein
Take your
kind of
firstborn.
situation?
It's a good one though.
I thought that was just
the
like
splash for
a
this one.
mechanic-y one, but that one's darker than the others. Like, I thought it was just
I
like,
like-
oh, he's a hippie mechanic.
He is a war criminal in the other one, so I think that
Yeah,
one's...
that's fair.
War criminal Heimerdinger is really what that one should have been called.
No one could just have an upbeat, like, fun, zany Heimerdinger. It has to be like, super sad.
After destroying an entire city.
Well, if you wanted a lighthearted one, let me bring you to Hazmat Heimerdinger.
Okay.
Part of the Day Job skin line, where each skin represents champions in their daily job routine. Sometimes, when he's alone at night, Heimerdinger wonders if the reasons his head is so big is all that exposure to Zon Grey. Then he gets tired and rests his giant head against an equally giant pillow.
What? I love that Day Job, like, with all the intelligence, he's basically just like...
Homer Simpson.
He's basically... Well, not even. He's like the garbage man equivalent of that field, But he is a little Homer Simpson-ish.
Oh man.
Now we've also got Pool Party, where each champion is equipped with summertime clothing.
Yeah, that's what it is.
This is Ripped Heimerdinger.
This is fucking Daddy Dinger. Heimer Daddy. Pool Party Heimerdinger. Through the combination of precise schematics and top-of-the-line construction tools, Heimerdinger's next sandcastle creation will be his grandest iteration yet, assuming Syndra doesn't land on it again. And this one also has a Legends of Runeterra equivalent, which is the Pool Party Heimerdinger Level 2 evolution.
I don't even know what that means.
I have no idea. He just had a bunch of words.
And that one just it's a quote that's associated with Pool Party Heimerdinger when he evolves.
Like a
Aha!
Pokemon?
As hypothesized, the structural integrity of the granular material increases as liquid solution is applied. Dense, malleable, abundant. The variety of applications positively boggle the mind. Zoe!
Okay, I see what they're going for. They're trying to be cute. But Heimerdinger's like this genius scientist, and they basically made him say, sand is easier to morph when wet.
Yep.
Yeah. It's easier to make a sandcastle if the sand is wet. Like, we know Heimerdinger.
Heimerdinger sat atop his magnum opus, surveying all those who dared think they could rival his creative brilliance. Oh. It was a good day for science, he concluded, and a great day for sand.
And then the invasion happened.
Invader Heimerdinger.
Oh, well, speaking of...
No, this is one of my favorites. I know Pool Party's good,
So
but like
good.
I prefer Invasion or Snowmerdinger.
It's the way his big brain...
It's so like
flops.
Mars Attacks, you know?
Yeah, it's very Mars
Very
Attacks.
Mars Attacks. I love,
Like
it's
a
so
jiggling
giggly
brain.
and floppy.
So-
Yeah.
A wobbly lobes.
Yeah,
That's
when
what does
he's
it for me.
like when he's kind of like
Damn jiggly
hopping
brain
down
physics.
the lane, and his little head is like bouncing back and forth. It
Looks like a ball sack.
hypnotic.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think that, but
God,
Oh,
Sharon,
well,
do
you will.
Do you remember that old Heimer strut?
Yeah, well, yes.
What?
Just the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, I actually
Now
have
we're
a
all
fun
doing
fact
it.
about that, so I'm going to save it. No one believed Heimerdinger when he tried to warn them about the invaders from outer space. They believed him when he took off the wig.
Why did he try to warn them?
because
he's
he
good.
like he's rebelling against his people. Interesting.
Now we've got Snowdown Showdown, which is the winter holiday skin line, which is broken down into Santas, elves, gifts, and Snowdown inhabitants.
And
This one is Snowmerdinger,
he's just a snowman.
just a snowman. Brought to life by the power of a magic hat, Snowmerdinger now pursues the theoretical Snowdown sciences, including snowball trajectory, cocoa cooling speeds, and automated turret construction. He engineered his own strain of carrot noses.
Okay, so he's like a nerdier Frosty.
Yeah,
It
he's using that
specifically
hat.
says magic hat.
It does say magic hat specifically.
He's wearing it
Must
in
have
the
been some
splash.
magic in that old.
Yeah, but I mean, that old silk hat they found.
And finally, we've got Dragon Trainor. Now, this is part of the overarching Dragon World AU, where dragons have twice consumed the world. And this AU is separated into Dragon Slayers, Dragon Masters, and Dragon Trainers. So this one is a Dragon Trainer Heimerdinger. Dragon training, to the few who understand it, it seems to be the sole domain of yordles. Heimerdinger has long believed that dragons and humankind can peacefully coexist, citing centuries of his own successful research. His current dragon hatchling, Pythagoras, holds no opinion on the subject.
Oh, I like
So,
that
Pythagoras.
name for a dragon. I want to name a cat
Right? It's a good
Pythagoras.
name. Now, Pythagoras is the dragon which sits on his head in this skin, and he has other little dragons, which he calls turret juniors. And when he evolves one of the big turrets into his altered turret, that one's called Bitey.
It's cute. I like the voiceover with this skin because he talks to the turrets as you put them down like they're little dragons, and it's really cute.
He does. It's weird. Yeah. It's not a huge variation of the normal Heimer voice.
Yeah.
But the big difference is that he hard rolls every R.
Oh, I think I noticed.
It's fucking hilarious.
Can you do an impression?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I've got a few quotes. Don't
yeah,
worry.
yeah.
Okay.
But first, there's a field guide associated with these skins that teaches you about dragon training.
What?
Tip 123. Who didn't feed the dragon? An unhappy dragon is a hungry dragon. Feed your dragon regularly to avoid symptoms such as hunger, hanger, and a sudden urge to eat, well, you. Tip number 233. Your dragon's den. It's a common misconception that dragons like to live in caves filled with gold. They actually like to be outdoors most of the time, unless it's raining, or there's a really good movie on the television. Tip number 234. Your dragon's belly and you. Out in the wild, and can't start a fire? Just tickle your dragon's belly for a usually non-lethal fire starter. And finally, tip number 357. Face check. Do not point your dragon at or around your face. Refusing to follow these rules will probably almost 100% result in total body death.
All right. The first
tips for
couple,
all.
I was going to say, like, oh, that's like me. I want to be outside unless, like, there's a movie or, I'm hungry all the time. Then you were like, tickle to start a fire. And I was like, well,
That's not how you start fires at your house.
not usually.
Mark doesn't just give you a little tickle.
It's cold in here. Come on. Wake up.
Ooh, like a Pillsbury Doughboy.
Give a little tickle. Woo-hoo. Give a little tickle. Anywho, so I've got a few quotes here from the Dragon Trainer line. He's got some interaction with Aurelian Soul, Dragon himself.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The Aurelian Soul? Do you respond to treats? Chew toys? Can I boop your nose?
It's back, the library,
Yeah,
Valentin.
right. This is how they felt when
And then he's also-
they found King Tut's tomb. They're like, oh shit.
And then he also has a quote to Kled.
Ah, a fellow dragon trainer? No, wait. You're just insane. Criminally insane.
Is Kled criminally insane?
He kind of is.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the one who rides Scarl. He's who he named Scarl after. He rides
Right.
that like dinosaur. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
He goes on a lot of rants.
Yeah, John likes Cled a lot.
I do like that a lot. And we just have interesting thing about a lot of Heimerdinger's quotes, and this is when I was telling you earlier, Sarah, that you were actually pretty close with a lot of your predictions about Heimer lore. A lot of his quotes, absolutely memes.
Are they? Not
Yeah.
that I've noticed.
Oh,
Yeah.
So I'll go through a few of them.
For great science.
Oh, I don't have to roll my R's anymore. I'm not Dragon Trainer.
For great science.
It references the "For Great Justice" meme, which originated from the English translation of the game Zero Wing.
All your
I don't
base.
really remember this one much.
All your base.
Oh, that's
All
from
your
all
base
your
are
base.
Malonta. Yeah.
Okay. Damn.
Back,
All
you
right.
dirty ape. Back.
Planet of the Apes.
That's not a meme though. That's just
No, these aren't all going to be memes. I'm just saying
Oh,
a
okay.
lot
I
of
thought you were
memes.
doing beeps. That one I get.
Yeah.
I get that.
And then we've got the,
Raise your what?
which is a Raise Your Dongers reference. Thanks, Michael, I'm a Cutie Pie Santana from Team Dignitas.
God bless you.
The probability of your continued existence.
I'm going to take that again.
The probability of your continued existence is rapidly approaching zero.
That is a quote which was actually used in Rumble's original Champion Judgment and was then added afterward.
Okay.
And
Not enough variables. Not nearly enough variables.
now this is not 100%, but likely a reference to Morden from Mass Effect 2, his
Too many variables.
who, if you played
He's
Mass
the-
Effect 2,
He's
Morden
the
acts and
Heimerdinger
sounds
of
just like Heimerdinger.
Mass Effect.
The Mass Effect Heimerdinger. Okay.
Yeah, he's like a little lower pitch, but yeah.
Yeah.
Too many variables.
Oh, that's pretty good. I haven't played Mass Effect in so long now. Shit.
And then he's got
42. There's just something about that number.
Well, that's
and another one.
Aha! 42! I knew it! Now, what was the question again?
Well, I get that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
it's Monty
Hitchhiker's
Python.
Guide to the Galaxy.
That's Monty Python.
And,
I feel like
finally-
what is that Captain America where he's like, I got that reference.
Oh, I got
I-
that one. Finally, he's got a reference to the Bard himself, old Billy Shakes.
Billy Shakes.
I've heard it.
John's talking about William Shakespeare. If anyone heard Billy Shakes and
People
went,
say
what
Billy
the fuck
Shakes.
is he talking about? People say Billy Shakes. Not everyone says
That's
Billy
fair.
Shakes.
Most
Well, they
people
should.
do not. All right.
I prefer a battle of wits, but you're unarmed.
Oh, that is good. That is good. That's very Shakespeare. That's so Billy.
So Billy Ray Cyrus.
Now, before I get into some fun facts, I got some old lore.
Hell yeah.
You got
So-
some unfun facts?
Yeah, some unfun facts.
Oh my god, that
These
is what
facts
the
are
old
going to
lore-
ruin your fucking day.
Strap in.
So he appears in 3 episodes of I call them episodes, 3 issues of the Journal of Justice, Volume 1, Issue 4, which has an advertisement for Piltover Customs, where we learn that Corky is the proprietor and chief mechanic of Piltover Customs.
Corky or Heimerdinger?
No, I think it is Corky. That was the interesting bit, is that I feel like in all of the AU stuff and everything we knew was like, yeah, this was like a Heimerdinger gig.
Oh.
But in this episode, it was like,
It was Corky?
no, that's actually owned by Corky.
Okay.
Weird. I don't know if that's even AU canon anymore, but
Oh no. Uh-oh.
our canons have diverged. And we've got Volume 1, Issue 5, where we find out that in the wake of the Rune Wars, the Academy of Science and Progress in Piltover, founded by League Champion Heimerdinger, contributes a hefty portion of its budget to the Rune Terran Regeneration Project, and students involved with the project are challenged to find creative new ways to optimize the efficiency of magic. And then finally, we've in the article entitled "Large Explosion Blows Crater in Road Outside Demacia," we find that an invention by Heimerdinger just caused a massive explosion. So Galio was essentially escorting him out of Demacia at the time, and he was carrying his new invention, the DOOM machine.
Right.
Please don't call it the Doom machine. He takes that very personally.
Right.
The ohm.
So something happened with the magic detectors at the security checkpoint of Demacia, and it sent his DOOM machine into array and caused disarray and caused a massive explosion. Luckily, Galio was escorting him and managed to get all nearby civilians to safety, and Demacian authorities allowed Heimerdinger's construction team to assist with the repairs, and the construction team are all wearing Piltover Customs shirts, so he got his own crew on the cleanup.
This was before they hid Galio as well.
Yeah, this was this was when he was a normal-sized golem and not a
Gigantic statue.
giant statue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. He just caused massive explosion, and now he's off to investigate more magic.
And that's when he joined the League of Legends.
League of Legends. His old lore, for the record, it does have more words than the new one. It is unusual to see yordles outside of Bandle City, but the lore of science was something Heimerdinger could not resist. The great academies of Piltdown, which is how it is written,
I forgot about
Piltdown. Called to him, daring him to make his mark in the City of Progress. Knowing he would never thrive away from his own kind, Heimerdinger gathered like-minded yordles to join him in his quest, thus forming the backbone of the now famous Yordle Academy of Science and Progress. Since then, he has become one of the most respected minds of the modern age. The state of war on Valoran, however, is unacceptable, and Heimerdinger believes that science is the key to saving the world. Much more, he's out to prove this. As a member of the League of Legends.
Shit, I was joking. I didn't know if he was going to have one of those or not. I forgot. I always block it out after you tell me.
Yeah.
Now, I do have some fun facts for Heimerdinger.
Well, good, because you put me in an on-fun mood with your on-fun facts.
So sorry.
Bring me back up.
Fun fact number 1. He's voiced by Dennis Collins Johnson. And in Legends of Runeterra by Jason Palmer.
2 different people?
Are those your
you uplifted?
aliases?
Who are these people? Is that like...
They did his voice. I don't know who else they did.
I was going to ask if you knew.
I know. He said it like we were supposed to know.
I was like, who's
they
that?
were. It was like he basically just said he was voiced by Christian Bale. Is like how you like.
I like to give the voice actors their due.
I mean, they do great.
Another fun fact, when Alien Invader Heimerdinger became a legacy skin, it was brought back for sale for a limited time on September 20th, 2019 to celebrate the Area 51 raid event.
Oh my god.
That's cheeky.
Wait, is it not for sale anymore? What?
So it's like a legacy skin, so it's not always for sale.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Now I'll have to
got
always use
special
that
You
one.
got a piece of link
Yeah.
history right there.
I know. I always use the hard to get skins, even if I don't like them.
It's a fucking flex.
Right? You bet I'm playing PAX TF. Who cares that it's a recolor?
I have some PAX ones that I never use them. Because they're like, I don't know.
People go mad for the
It's
PAX TF skin, man.
I was gonna say it's all worth it for that like one random game where someone's like, "Holy shit!" And you're like, "Yeah,
I am.
Now watch me go 0 and
know.
6.
right."
I don't know how to play this fucking shit.
I feel
What
like that
does
whenever I
my
play
E do?
the Rise skin.
Yeah.
What is
God,
my
yeah.
beat?
So there's a Rise skin that you can only get if you like win a tournament, and it's like exclusive to that. And Mark and I were part of a Riot Rumble team, which is like an internal tournament that we do, and we ended up winning that year. So we have this super exclusive Rise skin. So whenever people see it, they definitely expect you to be
Good.
way better than I am,
It's like,
especially
yeah,
on Rise.
We won a tournament, but we won a tournament at the gold ELO level.
I was playing Tarek. I don't know how this fucking Rise guy works.
Right? Like, this was 3 reworks ago, man. Like, I'm...
Yeah.
That's true, too. Oh my god. Rise was different back then.
So, Heimerdinger has the longest champion name at 13 characters. So this is a fun fact regarding the old Heimerdinger walk that we referenced. Using any emotes or activating Heimerdinger's passive will make Heimerdinger alternate between his regular walk and his old hella weird walk.
I gotta try this out in game, because Yeah.
Yeah. We'll get into the mix later.
Yeah.
Check it out.
If you haven't seen it, it's a thing of beauty. There's
It's
actually
great.
there is a live action video that some fans did of like 3 people attacking a turret. And one of them is playing Heimerdinger.
Oh
and
my
does
God.
the best Heimerdinger walk.
Forgot about that.
Oh, it's so fucking good. God, I can picture it perfectly. I'd forgotten all about it, but the moment you said it... Man.
I need to find this.
It's very good.
Yeah.
So while Upgrade is active, which is his ult, Heimerdinger gains a cosmetic buff that reads harder, better, faster, stronger.
Oh.
And if he scores a pentakill, he'll gain a cosmetic buff, Eureka.
That's more fitting.
Yeah.
And we talked about Heimerdinger just kind of showing up everywhere. So Heimerdinger is the background of the Hextech repair tool that Riot Support provides to fix things like DNS issues, firewall permissions, syncing game clocks, and all that shit. His upgrade icon used to be the icon used for the old help and support forums. And our volunteer forum tech supporters back then were called the Wrenchmen. And Blast Zone Heimerdinger shows up as the background when the store is down. I don't know if he still does or not, because the store hasn't gone down recently enough for me to know, but he used to be at least.
Yeah, I wonder. We should take the store down just to... Right? Can you turn the store off for a second so we can check?
Take the store down.
We're taking it down.
We'll set a time for everyone to go try to buy the same thing at the same time.
Ironically enough, everyone will be trying to buy Blast Zone Heimerdinger.
Oh, that'd be great.
Final fun fact, the little robotic arm that comes out of Heimer's hair and shoots rockets is called Dinger.
Beautiful Heimerdinger. Oops. I think that was it. Do we have any final thoughts on our wonderful yordle boy, our science boy?
I was hoping for more.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
We all were.
Such a bummer. In general, I just want Riot to give more love and attention to yordles. If we don't get like a Void event, I'd love a yordle event.
Yeah.
A Bandle City event, something like that.
I mean,
Yeah.
it didn't have to be like longer. I wasn't thinking I'd be longer or anything, but like a little more personality. Like
Or some substance.
yeah, the actual creation of the character, it's obviously so thoughtful and fun, and then the backstory and stuff didn't really reflect that to me.
Yeah, like a lot of characters who have really great voiceover and personality, you don't see any of that in the lore or the stories. We saw that with Draven and Braum, a lot of other people too.
Dude, this would be, like, Heimerdinger is such a great character for Anthony Birch to write the bio for. He could have
Get him back.
killed this one. Like, he's just the right fit. Like, I imagine his, that style of humor does not fit all the champions, but Heimer, it would be so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to use him so much, it feels, like you said, like he's almost being exploited, right? He's being taken advantage of.
They only want him when
Give
he
my man
looks
work.
good.
Right. Here's $20.
They don't care who he is, he just has to stand there and look cute.
Hold this wrench and
You
look
don't need
pretty.
your backstory.
But it's a shame. It's a shame. I mean, the little short story, the little journal thing was better than, certainly, I mean, you were saying it doesn't have to be longer. It could be a little longer.
I mean, yeah.
It's 80 words.
But I'm just saying, like,
Give some wiggle, like 200 words.
I'm just saying, if it was really well written, you don't need that much, But it was the opposite. It was it was neither quality nor quantity, I guess.
Yeah, I feel
they said nothing with those 80 words that they had.
Yeah, I had to write, like, third grade essays longer than that.
Absolutely. What did you do on your summer vacation? It was like 3 times the length
went to
of Heimerdinger's
Piltdown.
entire life
Yeah.
story. Summer,
And it was also obvious,
yeah, like they.
It's
just
like I
did not
could
give a
have
shit.
guessed that,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was Heimerdinger. Thank you for listening, and thank you, Sarah, for joining us.
Of course.
and doing your best guesses on what Heimerdinger would be. A wise choice. We're not as good as John with the impressions, sorry.
You're
but
wonderful.
Who is? We'll have you bring that voice into the bedroom.
Ugh.
It's smaller than the schematics.
Yeah, I know. Been married a while. Shit. All right. I guess we should wrap this up. But we post these on YouTube if you ever want to comment there, and we have a Twitter at Loreheads if you ever want to chat and whatnot. And join us next week because we're finally gonna go back. We're gonna do it, and we're gonna talk about the Rogue Sentinel Action.